Hi there, thanks for coming to this 5-minute class. I'm Jennifer Croft and I'll be teaching you how to calculate startup costs. If you like this class, we have a bunch of other free classes and resources available at www.5minuteclasses.com. So to calculate your startup costs, you'll first want to make a list of the things that you need. And what would be really helpful in doing that is we have a worksheet called Startup Costs that you can download for free on the website, and it lists all of these things plus others. So it'll help you actually go through and item by item figure out what you're going to need. Once you have that list in hand, it's good to go and see if there's ways to reduce your costs. So these are a couple of suggestions. First of all, get 2 to 3 bids for everything. That way you'll be getting the best price. And then once you've added up those costs, I always think it's a good idea to go back and see if you can trim. And I give an example of try to trim back 25% or more. What things could you reduce or put off or buy a different something, but we want those startup costs as low as possible so that you have the best chance for success. And from day one, it's important that you learn how to preserve cash. And so the more of these things on this slide that you can do, the less startup money you're going to need. And so first is starting with only the absolute essentials. And this is really a difference between what you want, what would be great to have in your business, and what you actually need. So focus on needs. Another great way to save money in startup is to buy used equipment and or to lease equipment rather than paying for it outright. As an example, if you need a $10,000 piece of equipment, rather than spending $10,000, you could lease it and potentially pay $300 a month or something. Another great way is to actually get startup money from your vendors by them giving you payment terms that, for example, you order something and then they give you 30, 60, 90 days to pay for it. That'll help with your cash flow. And also on the flip side of that equation, collecting deposits or prepayments from clients will help reduce the amount that you need to start up. And you need to make sure that you'll have enough money, not only to initially start the business, but also have enough operating capital so that you can keep running the business until you reach break even. And so there are 3 different kinds of break even that we think about when it comes to a small business. And the first is that you're going to break even without a salary, but you at least don't have to keep putting money into the business. The business pays for itself. It's not paying for you yet, but it's paying for itself. That's the first really important benchmark to hit. The second is that you would want the business to break even with the ability to pay you a salary. And that's why we call it self-employment, not self-volunteerism, as you do want to be making money from the business. And so at what point would you be able to do that? And eventually, well, we want you to be able to make a good salary. Maybe not as much as you made if you left a fantastic job in corporate America, but a good salary consistently month after month. And so to calculate break even, those 3 different kinds of break even points that we just talked about, you'll need to accurately forecast sales revenues, forecast your cost of goods, forecast the gross profit that you'll make on those sales, forecast your monthly overhead expenses, or these are also sometimes referred to as fixed costs, and ultimately be able to forecast your net profit. So these are some good next steps you can take that relate to this class. And these are some worksheets you can use, including the one that I mentioned earlier, the Startup Cost Worksheet. And we also have a free newsletter that you can sign up for so that you can keep learning. And in the meanwhile, thanks for coming to this class and best of luck with your business.